Yeah, hello everyone. So in this lecture, I am going to create a simple Spring Boot project. So how we can create Spring Boot project? Let's type Spring Initializer. If you type Spring Initializer, you can get that link. Spring Initializer. Click on that link, and you can see from here we can create Spring Boot projects, guys. Okay. So here you can see there is a different kinds of builds are available. We can create a Maven project and Gradle project. So different kinds of projects we can create. So in this lecture, I'm going to create Maven project, and language will be Java, and I'm going to select latest version. So currently Spring Boot is having 3.2.0 version. Currently Spring Boot Initializer is having latest version, which is 3.2.0. So whenever you are creating the projects, you always go with the latest versions. Okay, so here you can see there is a snapshot versions are available. So don't go with snapshot versions. Always use latest versions. Okay, I always recommend latest version. Okay, so now here we are going to create a group name. So group name nothing but your package name. So generally when you learn core Java concept, that time whenever you are creating simple Java program, so if you are creating multiple classes, so that time you are creating package name, right? So you will create some package name. Inside that package name you will you will create the class. So group is nothing but package. So this package belongs to project level. So project level root package, we can call it as a project level root package. So group name I am giving it as a com dot uh, first Spring Boot application, first Spring Boot app. Okay, and artifact nothing but your project name. I am giving as first Spring Boot application. So now you can select JDK version 17, because yesterday's class I already told you, right? So in Spring Boot 3.0 onwards, version 3.0 in the sense 3.0 onwards. So Spring Boot always supports JDK version 17 and above. So because of that, by default, I'm going with JDK 17. And then we have to add dependencies to create Spring Boot project. So for example, if you want to create a Spring Web application, so then we need to add Spring Web module. Okay. So for the time being, I will go with web module. So this is enough for us. So now click on generate project. So there is a generate, right? There is generate button. You just need to click on generate button. Yeah, project is downloaded successfully. So now what you can do, you can extract, or let me copy this zip file, and you can keep anywhere, one of the drive, anywhere you can keep. So for the time being, I am saving in D drive and creating one new folder, and inside that I will put. Okay, wherever you want you can keep it, guys. Okay, so just create one directory, or C drive, D drive. If you having C drive, you can keep it in C drive. If you have D drive, you can keep it in D drive. So whichever directory if you feel, then you can create if you can place all your projects. Okay, new folder that is created by So extract that zip file. So once extracted, you can see our project is ready now. So this is the project we have created in Spring Initializer. So we can just import this project into your Eclipse. So how you can import? So let me, as of now, let me give some folder name as a, uh, I will create some folder name. Okay, so inside that I have extracted the project. So now I will just copy this project directory path and go to your Eclipse. So there is an option called import projects. So click on that import project link, and then, or so you can import another way. So there is a file menu. You can see here there is a menu called file. So from there you can create, you can import, actually there is an option called import. So two ways you can import your project. Okay. So here you can just type Maven, because we are going to create Maven project. So I will explain you later what is Maven and all. So select existing projects. Okay. Select Maven existing projects and then click next. And you can browse the project which you have extracted it. Okay. So I already copied that project folder. I'm just copy pasted here, and then click on finish button, or you can browse also. You can browse wherever you have extracted your project. Just select that root project of the folder and then click on select. That's it. Finish. So you can see, if you see here, so the moment we imported the project into Eclipse, you can see background, there is a dependent jar files are downloading from the Maven repository. Okay. So if you want to work with Spring Web application, we need a Spring jar files, right? Spring jar files. So those jar files will be downloaded from Maven repository to your local machine. So this will happen only first time. Okay. So later point of time, it will not download every time. Only one time it will download. So you might have doubt, actually, sir, where these jars are downloading. So you can see, go to your computers, C drive. So there is a folder called users, right? So each and every computer you have users folder. So users folder, you have your own computer name. So inside that, you can see there is a folder called m2 folder. So inside that there is a another folder called repository. So inside that repository, so your all the jars are going to download. You can see. So here only all the Spring related jars will be downloaded into your local m2 folder, m2 repository folder. Okay. So this is the path. You can see I am highlighting it here. C drive, and your computer name, and then inside that there is a folder called .m2 folder. Inside that repository, so inside this repository folder, your all Spring related jars will be downloaded here. Okay. So now download is completed successfully. So you can see there is a folder structure here. So there is a src main Java file. So here we are going to write our all the Java classes related to, based on our requirement, we can create all the Java classes inside this folder. So if you see second folder, so here you can see resources. So here you can have default application dot properties and resources, any external resources or any application related resources, you can place it here. Someone is typing, so don't type, guys. Your class will be disturbed actually. Okay, don't do that. So now next, so you can see there is a another folder called src test java. So here we are going to write test classes. So for the time being, you don't bother about it. So I will explain each and everything later. Okay, so here Maven dependencies. So here your project related jar files you can see here, all the jar files. So those jar files are from your C drive, local drive. So these jar files are stored in your local Maven repository directory. So your project is having very lightweight actually. So these jars will not, you generally before Maven projects we used to create ant projects. So inside the project itself we used to download all the jar files. But when Maven came into picture, that time what will happen? Your project weight will be more. So 1 GB, 2 GB, 100 MB, 10 MB, so 200 MB, like 2 GB, like that. So to overcome that problem, Maven came into picture. So just we can in this project, Maven project, we will just refer the path of the jar file. We are not going to copy entire jar into our project. We are just referring the path of the jar file. So your project will become lightweight. Okay, later I will explain you related to Maven. So as of now, just you got some idea. Okay, so now in this lecture we just created a Spring Boot project. Okay, so next lecture I will explain you what is Spring and why we need to use Spring application and Spring Boot application.